Want me to look at his body, because I have a look at it. Completely red.
No, his body was completely fucking red. There was like 15 to like 16 or 18 avulsions on every single part of his body. I'm like, dude, you're dead. Like, I think they all just decided to put like an AGM on your face.
His right leg had 14 large avulsions.
Everything was red. That man was utterly fucking dead.
Okay. I was gonna play this round, but I think they've started, so I'm just gonna cast. It'll be easier.
All right.
Oh.
Wait, so we are casting together?
Yes. If you want.
All right, 1 second.
I can always log in if you want to do it yourself.
No. I just have to turn my T4 plugin off so I don't get moved when I tap back in.
Team 6.
Now. All right. And the game is live, so I gotta put a prediction up and everything. Give me 1 second here.
I'm gonna start recording sessions.
Please do. I don't have the space right now, otherwise I would, because that would have been like 50 or 60 gigabytes, and I have no idea how I would edit that.
I need to have a look how big that one last night, but I'm going to start just straight up just recording them, and then hopefully we can get more.
Oh my god. I'll get on for like 30 minutes and just chill with you for a bit. You can record that, and we'll see how things go. All right. Anyway, Friday night fights. I'm a little bit late. This is round 2. I was at the Christmas market in DC, and I was also at a custom jewelry place because Bloodway and I are getting our wedding bands created. There will be Daisy a little bit later tonight, and I might also jump on Antistasi. I've just chosen not to stream those because, I mean, let me give a quick TLDR to my stream coming in. Actually, I'll cover the round, and then I'll give a quick TLDR.
One more thing, just as a little interesting thing. It's not that really important, but there's been some updates. Every time the game ends, we will now get a pop-up, a mission review pop-up. So, do we get it as well, Marlon? Like, do the casters get it?
I've never seen that before, so if it's new.
Oh, look at the top right. Mission review.
Oh, dope.
So if you want to say anything on the mission, you can.
Yeah, cool. No, that's nice. Definitely good for taking feedback.
Continue.
All right. So, Daisy will be probably around 7 o'clock tonight. I want to go for at least 2 to 3 hours, and we're going to be on the Namalsk server, and that's going to be with Ghost Wolf. He's free from literally an hour from now till 10:30, but I want to play a little less of that because just been busy this week. But anyway, let's go ahead and go over the tasks. Blue 4 going to be defending 2 sectors and a terminal site. Op 4 going to be attacking all of those objectives. Mission briefing is 1,200 meters of render distance, 100 fortified points. Fortified color is going to be green. And the time limit is, of course, the standard 65 minutes. Mission rules: do not fortify or build trenches in the major or the military compound with the terminal. We'll review that and in a second. No performance tweak logs. Blue 4, your standard 2020 U.S. Army uniform kits. So we got 5.56 platforms, 320s for the GL system. Mark 11s for the marksman rifle, 249s for the light machine gunner, AT4s for the light anti-tank, 240 Golfs, I believe that model is. For the medium machine gunners, Mazes for the medium anti-tank, and then crewmen get the MP7. We have 2 117 crews. They only have HMG. There's no side coax weapon. Yep. You're right. Yep. 12.7. Right. Yeah, but 200 round belts. That's kind of nice. Transport Humvee, 4 additional transport trucks, and an M2 Humvee. Op 4, meanwhile, are Russian VDVs. So we got AK-74s, GP-25s for their grenade launcher, SVDs for their marksman rifle, RPKs for their light machine gun, RPGs for their light anti-tank, PKPs for their medium machine guns, RPG-32 for their medium anti-tank, and a PP-2000 for their vehicle crews. Otherwise, I got 3 transport gases, a Gaz Tiger, MRAP, BTR-80 with the KP-VT 14.5mm heavy machine gun, 6 transport Vodniks. These are also amphibious. A BTR-80 Alpha with, 450 autocannon rounds for the AP autocannon, nice. And then a BTR-40 for funsies, I guess. Because with all those other heavy assets, it's like, why at that point? Otherwise, objectives, we have a middle sector. This is on Temple Island, by the way. So that one is outside of Blue Force play zone, but it looks like there's a way to teleport because there's a blue zone around it. We also have a second objective in this little village over here, and then the terminal site is all the way in this little peninsula area. I've seen FNF in this zone before. It's been a few years. But the attackers won in this area by just sweeping these zones, and especially with the lower player counts these days for FNF, I'd imagine the attackers probably do have a little bit of an advantage. Otherwise, going over the players here, we got Charlotte commanding Blue 4, Chris Spear leading Alpha with a Peasant as the marksman, and Spiegel as the medic. Alpha 1 is Arkin leading Alexander Von Katsonen and McBain. Charlie being led by Bates with Gates as the marksman, Twins as a machine gunner, France as an AT member, and looks like they're just going to play as a 4-man team. Delta's merged everyone together. It's Oddball leading Duidson, Wiki Quartz, and then the 4 additional people are all the medium machine gunners. It's Maxek, Whiteside, Snajaber, and Grishkovsky. Echo is being led by Fonz with Henry as the medium anti-tank gunner with that Maz, and then Sancho and Goose with him as assistants. So that team has 6 rockets, 2 per person here, not including the team lead. Sam and Lolo taking one of the 117s, Rodrigue, Pupper, and T taking the other 117. Puma leading Op 4 with Nemesis as the platoon medic, Purton as the 2 IC, Alpha being led by Tackleberry, Swole as the marksman, Chris as a medic, Erikiru, Waldo, Nekomata, Major Khan, and Kabubi Face all under Alpha 1. And we skip over to Charlie, which has merged everyone together. NASA leading Six Meat Cheeseburger, Wombat, Samuel, Porno. He changed his name to Porno. Jesus Christ.
His name is actually, I call him Poor Man.
With Fancy, Depso, and Kremet. Delta being led by Tomer with Omri, and then the 4 machine gunners have all merged with the group. It's Benny, Tom, Minnie, and Flying Finn. Dobbs leading Echo with Mr. AT Man himself, Iander, with his preferred RPG 32. His record is what, 1,632 meters with this?
Not in, I don't think, no, it's not that in FNF. I think it's 13.
Gotcha. Either way, I mean, that's over a kilometer with a weapon that only ranges up to 500, so this man knows what he's doing. With Katz and Cullis as his assistants, 6 rockets total for that group. Brana, Banks, and Grav under the BTR-80 Alpha, and then Mike and Wheaton taking the BTR-80. Otherwise, mission is pretty simple. Op 4 starting on the top right of the Temblin Island map. They got to cross over some of the water crossing points, or they can use the VODniks or the BTRs because they are amphibious as well. And coming from the south, looks like we've had some additional bridges that have been added. You can see those on the black lines of the map here. So coming from south to north, that's going to let them put direct pressure on these areas here. Another quick thing to note, though, is if you go northeast, that gives you a bit more of overwatching cover with these taller hills. BTR-80 Alpha can come up here and do a lot of damage with that massive amount of ammo for that autocannon, and definitely snipe people, and especially the 117s, which are only lightly armored, but yeah, also only given their 50 cals compared to, you know, an autocannon or GMG. So yeah, we'll see how those go, but at least, actually no, they're not amphibious. So I don't know. Op 4 definitely have better gear for this one in my opinion, but we'll just have to see how it all plays out. So anyway, I want to go over again. I did it on while Dream was streaming, but Antistasi last night was nuts. I was supposed to stream some mission dev, but Antistasi was just all right. Dream and I decide, hey, we're going to relax, and I just watched Flying Finn get run over. Awesome. But we're going to relax. We're just going to go up and take an outpost. As we're driving through that outpost, we drive through, you know, a Blue 4 control town, run into a few police officers, go, okay, you know, this would make a good fast travel point to that outpost. Let's start clearing out the police. Take it down a few 2-man patrols, then 6-man patrols show up. Okay, no problem. That's fine. Intermediate QRF. Then I want to say 2 or 3 squads of Vipers showed up. That's when I looked out the window and saw them coming. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Because they're tough to kill, because, you know, the weaponry is mostly vanilla. So I grab Dream. We hide in a warehouse building. And then 3 T-14Ks showed up as a patrol from the outpost to kill us. Other people on the server start trying to move up with a few Abrams and some Bradleys. They get fucked. Dream gets shot to death multiple times. I keep trying to revive him. He finally dies. I run away by getting in a vehicle and driving off.
No, you crashed, remember? This was in the warehouse.
Yeah, no, you're right. I did.
Crashed.
Yeah, no, I red chained, and then I come back. You're still up there. You finally died. And then we skirmish up there because they added a bunch of 2035 Spetsnaz, a few MiGs, like all this crazy shit happened just as an elevation. And then we finally back off and go to our local outpost. Then the L'Ensemble faction decides, hey, fuck you. It's been omnipresent for way too long. and then a platoon of L'Ensemble infantry and about 2 or 3 BMDs, 1 or 2 BTRs, and I think 2 different attack helicopters decide, yeah, it's go time, baby. We have to fight through that for about 45 minutes. We win that fight, loot all of it, that's great. And then where Petros was started getting utterly attacked because it was right next to the support corridor. And for the next 2 hours, after 5 pop-ups of quote-unquote major attacks, we barely win that fight, but Petros dies, and we lose a shit ton of money and have to relocate the base. There was probably 20 different aircraft in total. At least 2 platoons of ground vehicles got paradropped. There was a point where 2 Shikras were just basically running cap for the enemy, and every time we tried to get air support in, it got utterly scuffed. And I was in a command building with another guy crying because about a platoon of Vipers were around our building trying to breach us, and the only thing that could kill them was either 50 cal from the underslung of the 115 or the 9.3 millimeter quote-unquote medium machine gun, the Navid. So that was an adventure. We got a lot of that gear looted. And then we try to go back to our base, and then all of a sudden a giant group of NATO aircraft fly over our base towards the airfield. So we try to fast travel back, and Dream, I think that was the funniest thing of the night. One of them, Dream fast travels over and says, "Hey guys, it's okay," and then he just starts spamming on his keyboard. I'm watching on the map. He literally just goes from a white map marker to a red map marker, unconscious. Okay. And I'm like, what happened?
So to explain that, what happened is everything went quiet. So I went back to the airbase because I could fast travel there, and I spawn in. I'm looking north, and I'm like, guys, it's quiet. And I'm like, and because it's the first time we've had prolonged silence for so long, and but then I turn around and I genuinely see about 60 NATO troops just standing there. And I realized this last night, because it was a high situation, all of our adrenalines were pumping. A single tear fell from my face as I got annihilated by about genuinely 30 guns.
My theory is NATO was scripted because War Level 10 happened. It's mainly against CSAT and AAF, but NATO can act as another faction. So I genuinely think NATO flew in and took the base, but it didn't update.
Take over.
So the game AI thought it was a NATO base, but it still treated it as a Syndicate, which is our faction controlled base. So we could still fast travel to it, but every time we did, it would just spawn a bunch of NATO guys. There's a feature for the commander where you can RC a unit. So Dream RC'd a unit that was part of the garrison, one of the last few guys alive after all of that fighting, because we had 80 dudes there, and we were just fucked royally. But he has a clip where all of a sudden he teleports over, and then the game just started spawning Blackfish. No, Blackfoots. Blackfoot helicopters.
Vanilla AH-99 Blackfoots.
But I'll get to that part of the story. So we decide, okay, let's go back and check that airfield. We're not going to teleport right on top of it because Dream just died. So we have a local AA position. We teleport there. It's fine for 10 seconds. And then all of a sudden, 2 squads of NATO infantry start coming from the south. I run to the coast. There's 2 SOCOM boats from RHS right next to it, marked as patrols. And I'm like, what the fuck? I try to run north, and there's 2 CSAT guard infantry squads. And we just got fucked.
From my point of view, you hear Liru go, okay, I'm running west. East. Runs to the shore. There's boats. I'm running west. Runs. There's Spetsnaz. Runs to north. There's CSAT. And he's screaming, we're all being shot to death.
Yeah. I forget who it was. It was one of the other guys. But I watched them pull out their missile launcher because there's a Blackfoot coming in. And then he fires it. And then I just hear him go, why did that miss? And then all of a sudden the gun on the helicopter just annihilates him, and I couldn't help. I had to mute myself, but I just started laughing my ass off because I just watched this man get pasted. So I swim out of there. Dream says, fuck this. He buys a BM-21 from the arms dealer, teleports it to a random town. I teleport over to him through fast travel, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing? And then he's like, we're going to reattack it.
The unit.
Yeah, so he has a clip of this. I fast travel away. It's taking me 30 seconds. As I'm about to disappear, I hear a helicopter engine. I'm like, Dream, what's that? I disappear, and then on his footage, he looks up, and there's like 4 Blackfoot. These are the 5 Blackfoot helicopters we saw earlier, but there was only 4 now because I guess one crashed. But there was another guy, that same other guy, Dalton, was with you. You see all 4 of them fire an AGM into Dalton, but one of them hits a helicopter, causing a chain reaction on all of them because they were all honing in on the BM-21. Because when you fire artillery in Antistasi, the enemy will actively send you like an entire attack wave. We lost a few resource points because one of the guys brought a BM-21 in the center of the map. And then from the other CSAT airbase, they sent like 2 VTOLs and 2 Kajman to go deal with it during the first fight. But they blow themselves up. I fast travel back because I'm worried about Dream. Dalton has 16 wounds on every freaking body part.
He's all red.
So I just tell him to just respawn.
Die.
I get teleported back through fast travel, and I'm like, okay, this is just nuts. Dalton comes back as well. We're just having a piss, and then all of a sudden, little puffs of black smoke start appearing all around us, and I'm like, what?
Okay. So a quick one. So if you haven't played Antistasi, there's resource points, and at the resource points there's AI, like just random AI. They're meant to be workers, and what they do is they're just set to walk around in random directions. These little black puffs of smoke were the AI walking into these mines.
No, the black puffs were, I think, the shells going off, and then the mines landing because you have artillery shells that can deploy mines. So they basically dropped a bunch of APERS mines around us, and the AI started stepping on them, and then we realized we're surrounded by a minefield, and we tried to get out of it. Didn't work.
Okay, so here's the funny thing.
A few civilians that were nearby.
Here's the funny thing.
To run out.
We have the GA carrier GL rigs, which are explosive resistant, the strongest in the game.
Very explosive resistant,
You walk over an AP mine with ACE, the only thing it'll do is knock you down.
Yeah.
But it won't kill you.
Yeah.
So we'd get up about 10 seconds later, walk forward 2 steps, go down again.
Yeah, it was literally littered with mines. So we get into a building, and then L'Ensemble had been knocked out because during the airfield attack, Dream went off and did a few missions to basically lower them so they wouldn't kill us with platoons. They went up to Intrusive, and as soon as the pop-up came up that said that they went up to, I think, from Conspicuous to Intrusive or something, all of a sudden we got attacked by like 2 or 3 squads of them, and it's like, what the fuck? And then as we're trying to wrap that up, I see 2 or 3 NATO A-10s overhead and then start hearing autocannon fire, and then I crashed out. And you told me there was like a platoon of NATO that also showed up.
I have a screenshot of a platoon of NATO sitting in the same building I am while I'm laying down.
Yeah, but by that point, it was 1 a.m. It was close to 2 a.m. actually. I need to go to fucking bed because I had to wake up this morning for an appointment for the rings. But yeah, apparently other people got on and tried to help clean that up, and yeah, it was not fun. it was hell.
And we're doing it all again soon.
I'll get on for an hour, but then it depends on how quickly this round goes. I might cover round 3 as well, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that's Antistasi. I won't stream it, but Dream will stream it.
I can stream it, actually. I'll give it a go next time.
I did not see Korvac playing, so no Pacumul tonight, Obsidian. I'm sorry. All right, otherwise on strategy, Op4 is crossing by. However, both 117s are on the northern side, and they could easily ambush these Vodniks coming out. The other Vodniks seem to be going up to a position where we do have Blue Force set up in some of these towers. We do see an AT-4 prepped, so that might try to snipe a vehicle early on. Op4 have sent the remaining part of their force south, so they're basically attacking in various different angles here, and that might cost them because Blue Force seem to be in various positions to ambush these elements coming up. So we'll just have to see how this goes.
Red 4 gets taken out. Someone in Red 4 gets taken out immediately. Seems to be the Red 4 leader of that force. No, it's Toma.
That mini up there also gets hit by a GL. The dono page doesn't fully load. You mean exclamation point
France
tip?
is probably just going to be hard focused on trying to get this BTR 60.
I'll take a look at it in a second after this round.
Which he does. He gets it. Immediate cook-off.
Good snipe. That was what, on the 80 or 80 Alpha?
That was the 80, not the Alpha.
Okay, gotcha.
80 Alpha's being held in reserve.
France gets blown up by a grenade as he tries to run down. 2 remaining. However, one of them immediately gets gunned down. That's Twins with a 249 back here. Finn gets the double tap, and then he gets double tapped by Twins.
Oh my god, they're doing pretty well up here. How many? They've killed like 3 or 4 Redfall.
Goat team
and a BTR 60. Omri's coming around.
Yeah, I don't know what top is. That's... I didn't know that command existed, but yeah, it's supposed to be exclamation point tip. But I'll take a look at it in a second for the dono page. Unless you're talking about the menu, in which case I'm not sure I have it set up yet. Might be. I don't know. I've got to look at it. Those gave some errors, but that's for later. 249 doing blind suppressions. Omri runs up and gets Twins.
And Twins does a backflip.
Yeah.
So Omri going to double tap.
Looks like Op4 tried to put an RPG on one of the 1-1. Yep, and they get the 1-1-7 with the second shot.
Oof.
Second one is staying
loss.
on Overwatch back here. I think it knows there's some shooting from that angle, so they're holding on Overwatch.
Bates, who's in the smoke right now, gets another Redfall. He's just defending for his life right now in the corner.
Yep. He's got to be careful because Omri is in his buddy's tower. But, I mean, these guys were able to take out a good chunk of the infantry on their own. Eric Hero now blind firing. Bates pushing back to Gates' position. The crew of that 1-1-7 bails out and gets double tapped.
Oh, Swallow swaps Bates.
Yeah, I
tries to make it to smoke,
don't know why that is a giant black box. So
Swallow.
clearly things seem to be bugged out right now. I will have a look at that. Weird. Kinda. I'll take a look at that and see what's scuffed. It could just be a server error or something, because... I don't know why the map says it's Altus, it's Temple and I. I think, since we have some of the commands glitching out...
Yeah, ATF's just sitting... They know how valuable that thing's going to be.
But yeah,
why is
some
there
of the
a
commands
civilian
glitching
running
out and the tip page being weird, I think it's just server issues.
There's an AI VR entity running around.
Stuff. I think that's just the admin.
Yeah, but why is he running around? No, he's not. It's an AI he's forgotten to delete.
It's like a wild animal on the field of football. Just there now.
Marlon, this is who you left us with, Marlon.
So it looks like Bates got taken out. Gates is still pulling away. 1-1-7 still staying on the northern side, I guess being super cautious because its sister got taken out. And we still have Echo on the far northern side, I guess, looking for other things to hit with Matt, but there's only the 80 Alpha, which is to the south right now, that's remaining. That needs Matt coverage.
Well, the 80 Alpha's just started opening fire, so if Command or Delta or anyone down there sees that, they're going to send Echo over there, but Echo have got to go across the map to get there.
Oh, I just watched the VR entity get deleted. Damn.
Damn, rip.
Op4 was just about to find it.
The wild pink man. I think
Altus is a base game map
kind of shot themselves in the foot
campaign.
by
this is Templin
trying
Island,
to
though, and it's a custom
really
map.
hard protect this, like the objective on the North Island. I think you should have just used the fact that you can sit at the bridges. I mean, I guess they are amphibious, aren't they? So I guess they didn't need to use the bridges.
I think they're also there because it's a good natural bottleneck for everything, considering the river on the south.
Wick, who was on top of the
yeah,
big
he just got
solar
knocked
tower,
out and fell.
climbing down the ladder.
Gates now taking that Humvee and trying to drive out away from a light anti-tank gunner.
Ooh,
Op4 starting to push forces in.
Yeah, they're starting to run away from this position, but are they going to get caught?
I think NASA might be able to get a kill here.
Do they have any AT?
Get some good shots in, but can't get the killing blow. Yeah, at least the mission command's working.
1-1-7's starting to make its way forward, but it's actually going to run straight into Echo if it's not careful. Oh no, they're on different paths.
Op4 Blue 4 seems a little disjointed here, like a mix of trying to assault the first position and take that little military position.
Well,
Maybe they were supposed to continue moving on, but because of that little bit of Blue 4 resistance, it slowed them down.
I think that's what it did, and now it's sort of confused the attack momentum, because I think there was meant to be more where they're attacking now. But because that team effectively got cut in half, it's now just up to Charlie.
Objectives are 2 Blue 4 sectors and a terminal site down
Who
here.
haven't lost a soul yet, so they're doing pretty well.
You know, I will admit, even though Blue 4 got some really nice early licks in, I guess they've just lost infantry on so many other fronts that they don't have a lot to really continue with here. That or they're just super spread out. It's really hard to see.
Well, I think that's it. I think it was. I just think they were way too spread out. They put way too many people on this objective here, and they tried to run way too late. I think that's it. Unless this Blue 4 can take out the AT Alpha and just do a bunch of damage to the rear, then.
Yeah.
But the AT Alpha should be able to see the 1117 in a second.
Yeah, 1117 doesn't realize it lost that hilltop behind it on the northeast, and there's an RPG, but it was fronts. 1117, the guy turned out, just looks at the explosion, goes, oh, and the vehicle's just holding still now.
Surely the AT Alpha should hear that, or the spotter should be able to hear that. Yeah, I think Harness spotted it.
Here's the second RPG, it goes over.
Yes.
And the,
Harness spotted it, thanks to moving the
vehicle's just slowly pulling back, like, huh? What? Yeah, looks like the auto cannon is trying to get lined up on it. It just can't find the right angle, but it might in a second if the gunner turns right.
Shifting, gun found.
And they go even more forward.
Gun kill.
They're trying to find the angle. They got it.
Gun kill. Yeah, he sees him. I'm looking for the gun. Yep, he sees him. There he goes. And there it is.
There's the hits. Yeah, she's cooking. Hull got scratched up. She's gonna flame out.
Yeah. Sector has.
Amazing. Well,
Guys.
that got taken. There's the flame out. Now you got Op 4 trying to shoot down at the crew as they're bailing out here. T goes on con.
Oh, they are being.
Puffer goes on con. Roderick trying to run for the building.
Is he on fire?
They're all on fire, yes.
You can see the little smoke stack from behind the building.
Yeah.
Oh, here come Echo. They would have heard that. AT Alpha now. Echo Redfall have been able to do nothing because everything died immediately.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the map, though, look at the amount of Op 4 markers we have left compared to the Blue 4. I don't see how this can work out. Rodrig is blindly suppressing to his right. I don't see him with a logged kill, though, but he seems confident in the fact that there's something on the right side to engage.
He's got
Catches
the one.
Chris.
Yeah, he's got. It's not. I mean, it will kill if he gets enough shots, but he's not got the gun for this.
I think I just watched the auto cannon. Yeah, it's trying to hit Rodrig, and then Rodrig gets hit by another flank as well.
Yeah, the autocannon firing there has just given himself away, though. Look at Echo. They're at the original position where the first fight happened.
The question is, can they range the shot in?
Henry, what are you doing? Listen, please. Both of you, listen to the fact that you can hear a heavy machine gun shooting to your left.
Oh, you're starting to sound like me when I cast this. It's like, bro, you hear that, like, super fast-firing machine gun, right? Yeah, go towards it. Hold on, here we go.
They've spotted him. They're ranging.
All right, this is going to be a 662-meter shot. And...
Plunk.
He's not lined up. There we go. And good hit.
Good hit. Perfect hit.
It literally wasn't lined up until he pulled the trigger, and all of a sudden the barrel aligned itself. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, he's good. So 80 Alpha's out. Both sides have lost their heavy vehicle assets. Now it's just going to be an infantry play. Grozovsky has taken a few hits up here. He's bandaging. Him and Whiteside still at this position. Maybe they can do some stuff from the rear. Maybe we could see Echo also get some AT shots in any transport vehicles moving around as well, or some AT into groups of infantry or the Vodniks that they're nearby, but we'll have to see. Good shot, though. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it was a pretty good shot. But they have given themselves away now.
Do you notice anyone from Op4 kind of looking up on that hill direction? I don't really see it, even on the macro level. Like, I see a bit of Charlie moving around. I do see a Vodnik coming up with 6 people. Yeah, maybe it's them, but...
Well, maybe not. Maybe they just didn't notice him.
All right, Grzowski got spotted and taken out. Looks to still be in a bit of cover. No, he was leaning out to the left and got hit. We got some marksman fire from Alpha's marksman on Blue 4, firing over at some of the remnants of Op 4 in the completed sector.
Well, the 80 Alpha team are all dead, and its second cook-off has started.
Yep, with the fuel in the distance.
Oh, Goose just got sniped. I don't even know who by, though.
It sounded like it was to the right.
It's Zixme. It's Zixme.
Yeah.
SVD. What a shot. So Fons decides to run on top of his corpse.
That was a 553-meter shot with the SVD, and that was a one-tap, too, so...
Yeah, he actually managed to do something with it. That's a surprise.
Goose wakes back up, though, because that's still an SVD at the end of the day. I think Op 4, they're trying to rally with some of their Vodniks to then pick up infantry, and I guess they'll attack from a different angle. Puma and Purton are still alive as the command staff, so is Charlotte. So I think Charlotte has pulled back towards the terminal to set up another base of operations at the terminal sites, I guess for a last stand style choke point. Whiteside, meanwhile, is still alive, trying to set up a position, but he's standing with a M240, so he's not going to really be stable on some of these shots here. Watching the PKP gunners just randomly fire here. They don't know where they're being engaged from. They're just firing at the fortifications.
It is 23-17 at the moment.
23 Op 4, 17 Blue 4?
Yeah. They're firing their 50 cal.
Yeah, and the Vodnik. Yeah. They're getting some hits in there, and they smoke it out, actually.
To be fair, taking out their vehicles at this point is a really good idea, but you have Swallow coming up on the rear here, who is miles away from his squad, but...
Bro's got an SVD, he can just line up back of the head headshots. There it is.
So that's the issue here. Swallow shouldn't have gone for the 50 cal. Swallow should have gone for Fons.
Yeah.
Because the 50 cal would have covered the SVD run. I mean, it doesn't really matter. He just killed both.
He killed both of them, so yeah. For that type of situation, I think it's fine.
Well, he's got 2 of us to take down now.
That's going to further increase the player difference between Op 4 and Blue 4. Pupper is looking down that direction. He's not checking his far left. Swola might be able to run right onto him. However, the launcher that Henry has might, at this angle, provide some blockage of the bullets here. And that's exactly what we just saw. With that dirt kick up right there, that was the shot hitting the launcher, which negates all damage because of how this game is coded. I hear that door. Another grenade gets thrown up, but Blue 4 are folding into the towers here. Another good grenade throw just under the wall there. Sancho's going to throw some grenades blind here. Get them pretty close as Swola's pushing. Henry pokes his head up. Manages to get some shots on Swola through the texture there.
How is Henry not killed Swallow?
Sloth, I am not.
Swallow's legged. But
We
here
got
comes
Sancho coming around the flank.
And a
Great
nade. Look at
grenade throw. And
the
he
nade.
gets him with the nade. That was a great grenade by Henry there. I'm wondering if we're going to see a Op4 wave of forces come up to engage some of the remaining garrison on that hilltop. But this is just further dividing Op4's forces, eating away at the clock. It's still 30 minutes, though.
Yeah,
we're not even halfway through the round. I doubt that's going to be a factor. And then you got some Op4 players walking around. Whiteside still staying over here. Climbing up the ladder. He's going to get close to Zixmi as Zixmi's checking bodies. Zixmi stolen a 240. Whiteside hears the footsteps above. He knows he's the only guy up here. Not gonna lie, a blind grenade throw might actually be a pretty nice call up here if Whiteside can manage it.
Yeah, Whiteside has been here.
Whiteside
just the entire
pulls
time.
out his handgun
What?
and catches Zixmi
kill.
reloading.
Whiteside, just swap back, please. Whiteside, just swap back.
And now Depso's gonna push with that 240 and show us why you should go on point with the 240 in the first place. Maybe the only thing I can think of is he was out of ammo.
Surely he had to be out of ammo. There's no way you pull out a handgun in that situation. Maybe.
Well, the issue is I'm looking at the gun and I still see bullets in it. So
The only thing I can think then is he was worried that he wasn't going to be able to hold his gun still enough to get accurate shots.
well, clearly we see that's a skill issue because Depso just annihilated him. So
Look, guys, if you have a 240 Bravo or 240 Golf in close quarters, you don't need to worry about
yeah, right.
where you're hitting. You just hit them a lot.
All right, Op4 otherwise coming over with some of these vehicles here. Blue 4 just has a majority of their force around the final terminal site. We have a few other guys on the rear, some Vodniks crossing the river. At this point, I think we're just going to see Op4 try to form up what they can. Blue 4 might be able to get some snipes on vehicles with the Alpha defensive position.
Have they got any AT? It feels very disjointed at the moment. That's what it feels like.
Definitely Op4 is more organized than Blue 4 here, but...
Even so, Red 4 just don't really feel like they... I mean, Pumas will have a plan now, but...
Based enough.
I think the more time you give, the more time you give Blue 4 to get settled. But then again, Blue 4 are probably
I don't think they have
settled.
the numbers to really get settled. I think the only way Blue 4 can still win this is if that Alpha Tower garrison manages to hold off the northern side. But we already see Op4 really starting to divide here. One team is going all the way to the west to then push south. And then you got two men in Delta now being engaged by the tower. So maybe we'll see that with a defeat in detail here, but...
Chris is just firing GLs out. Oh, this one could hit. Nope.
Goes a bit far, and it's down to smoke now because they only get like 2 or 3 HE-GLs for balance. I'm watching some of the marksman bullets what is that? Either Cheeseburger, it's Cheeseburger. He's firing at the tower, but the bullets are getting caught in the power lines and getting negated entirely.
Oh, someone's Xbox has just turned off somewhere.
So we see Puma on the northern side of his forces here. It looks like a lot of them are trying to be routed around. Blue 4's 2 remaining guys on that Matt team are starting to come in from the north. We have a Vodnik crossing with 4 dudes with, what is that, Samuel already on the front. I think that 5-man group total is going to try to go for the terminal, probably get repelled, might do a good chunk of damage, might not to that remaining garrison. This could really go either way. It's leaning towards Op4, of course, but...
It just depends the defense Blue 4 managed to put up. Like, are they able to stay calm in the situation they need to? And
taking shots from Peasants from the tower here.
Yeah, Peasants got the spot I love on this building.
Little corner notch, yep. Slow game.
Yeah, it started.
I'm not gonna be honest,
fast.
it's been very I would even
hectic.
argue the start was a bit slow. I mean, we had
I
some
guess.
immediate action, but then there's just been a lot of pacing between, you know?
Well, once the ATA went down, I think Red 4 just put the brakes on completely.
Do you want to give another number count for the sides?
Yes, that will do a count.
We have Sonnen listed as an AT member here. He's got a stick.
14 blue 4.
And then we have the VOD coming up on the southern side of their island. Might do an early dismount.
20 Red 4. 20 of Red 4 have only lost 1.
So 14 to 20. AT just went onto the tower. But it's not making them route, and the tower has not changed damage models yet. So it's going to take at least 2 or 3 more rockets to completely knock it out.
Well, you're going to have to get Echo to do that. But Echo are currently, I think Echo trying to work their way around to... Which actually, if Echo can stay on the side and move all the way around, then Blue 4 will have no idea because they have no one on that side.
I'll make that judgment call when we get there.
But this is what I don't understand. I get Blue 4 pushing. I get you want to get a forward reconnaissance, but why are you pushing 3 dudes out when you need to defend?
Well, they're about to run into the 4, but they get spotted first. Arkin gets headshotted by Depso. Von Cat taking fire from Samuel and Depso. And now Fancy, he gets cut down.
Yeah, why?
2 more free kills for Op4.
Why? You've just lost 3
I've
defenders.
been asking these questions for years, Dream. I just give up at this point.
Yeah,
Samuel now gonna find Sonnen crawling out and gets the free kill there. Now we see some Blue 4 engage him from the fortification.
Here comes Charlie. Almost just working distraction now. I don't think they have any AT.
Now it's 20 versus 11. A near 2-to-1 ratio. And again, I'm left wondering why that even happened in the first place. Who knows? Echo puts some AZ into the tower. It hits the corner of the tower, so that negates most of the charge, but that makes the infantry run out.
It gets him off that tower. Gets the MG away.
Now we got Wombat slowly driving into the front of the area here. That Blue 4 tower position has been mostly bypassed. There's 2 more Blue 4 dismounts from that Echo team. But it looks like Op4 is just going to ignore those strong points and instead go right for the objectives, and I don't blame them. We'll probably see Puma run in and take the sector, and then the rest of his forces go down and take the terminal. So Op4 is at least playing the objectives rather than just going for all the Blue 4 hard points. I can appreciate that. Look at Charlotte's little camp position right here on the final objective, though. That's a nice spot for ground command to be in.
That is...
At some angles, though, Charlotte's incredibly exposed, but we'll just have to see how that goes. I don't know if you remember
the Titans map with the domes on. People would hide in like the little nooks and crannies.
People hide in anything on defenses, man. It's funny.
Oh, here comes Alpha just... Yeah. Alpha are moving to... so Alpha are going to protect the sector. But Puma might be able to get...
If it's my Zeusing, type ! Discord. If you want to jump into this specific stream with
shots,
FNF, type !
They don't know where he is. But they know in the rough direction.
Yeah, but there goes a grenade. Goes a little far. Spiegel runs on the other side. Crisper jumps out of the vehicle at the last possible second to negate all damage. But Knight, if you want my Zeus ops,
not bad idea
Discord
for Blue
link
Force
that
just move down
right
there,
up.
just
If you want
have
FNF
men
specifically,
like
which is
just
this
dudes
stream
on
for
it.
PvP, it's !FN.
Here comes Puma. Makes it to the wall.
Pushing.
Oh no.
Because Blue 4 just pushed in those 2 guys to play a little bit of defense.
Puma takes out Crisper. Spiegel picks up, but Puma's smart to go around.
Yeah. Honestly, just chuck a nade in that building at that point because it's so easy. But he's going to catch Spiegel, and Spiegel tries to do the 180 but can't even land a shot. And sector's going to be taken.
Attack.
I mean, just their first wave. Yep. Fancy's down. You got Wombat moving up to the objective. Charlotte might catch him, or vice versa. You just have Duidson and Anderson. Excuse me, jeez. Duidson and Alexander getting tongue-tied here. Wombat crawls in. Charlotte notices. She's gonna wait for Wombat to just hold still, and then Wombat didn't even try to turn around. He just accepted it at that point. Alexander gets knocked out on the right side, and Duidson's dead. So now it's just Charlotte.
Oof. No, you saw
Can
Echo
Charlotte channel her inner Audrey Hotto and defend the final objective all by herself? I do appreciate this call, though. She's picking up an enemy gun to distract audio ID. Might even be grabbing some grenades here.
I did actually. Charlotte had another Audrey Hotto moment last game. Didn't win it, but she gave her best attempt.
Was she the one hiding in the vehicle?
No, that was the last command element.
Charlotte has learned how to fly. Da-da-da-dun. Unironically, I'd love to see, like, Zixmy just sniper out of the sky or something. Just go, damn, that happened. Anyway. I cast or curse anybody when I feel like the game has gone on for too long.
Yeah.
Unironically. That's an explosive satchel.
Where?
She found them on Wombat, but Depso just spotted her.
Oh.
Zigzags out.
Makes it.
She's gonna wait for the pop-up and then det the satchel, mark my words.
No.
Or just do it now. Okay.
I think she panicked.
Little bit of panic there, yeah.
Sector has.
Sector has. Objective 1 complete. Some fire on Depso there. A time grenade gets caught, but Samuel on the side. And there it goes. There's still some blue forts to the north, but they're not anywhere to be helpful, and that's GG.
Yeah.
Double taps just to make sure, but yep. And there it is. 90 seconds. All right.
I mean, Alpha are in a vehicle. Here they come.
I mean, yeah, 90 seconds they could blitz in, but there's like, what, 7 op4 here?
Mm-hmm.
8 op4. Do any of them have AT? No, but they have some machine guns.
Oh, no.
You got op4 Company HQ immediately firing.
Here they come. Heroes.
Here they come. Click clack down the track. It's lots of blue fort. Bloody hell, that thing's bulletproof. A grenade gets thrown and gets Tackleberry killed from Samuel. I mean, are you surprised? I'm not.
I'm not. Yeah. Liru.
Yeah.
Here comes Echo.
Yeah, they're coming. Unfortunately, there's 15 seconds.
Why are they shooting behind them?
Because that op4 guy shot at them, and now they're driving even slower. 3, 2, 1, GG.
Beep, beep, beep. Watch them all dissipate like ants.
I love how Andrew's trying to run up to the top. My God. Alright, I'm going to see what round 3 is, and if it looks like it's going to be an asset-heavy one, then I'm probably not going to cover it, because I've noticed the FNF ones that are asset-heavy are usually the much slower ones.
Yeah.
Compared to the infantry-only, those are the nice, fast-paced, you know, slogfests. I used to not mind the asset-heavy ones, but that's when they were fielding, you know, triple digits, and there was always a lot of action between like 2 versus 2 platoons, but now it's just they just get so slow because they lack that infantry manpower, you know.
LAV-25.
Yeah, with BMP. Yeah, nah, I'm not. All right, We'll be
What are you
back
gonna do
in
then?
about 2 hours for Daisy. But I will go hop on that Antistasi server just to fuck around.
Okay, I'll join you.
I'll go
but
ahead and
stay
raid
live.
Dream, because if he's going to go and do it, then you can watch us through him. But I just don't feel like entertaining people. I'm sorry. We'll do that in 2 hours. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one.